Howdy folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country, where I do non-pop country music reactions. Lyle Lovett's Family Reserve. I was listening to Lyle in my car the other day, and I'm like, oh my God, that's such a good song, such a good song, such a good song, one right after the other. And then I'm like, I gotta do this for the channel. And I'd done a couple of them, but it's been a while since I've done one of Lyle's. Lyle was a consummate musician. He reminds me in many ways of Frank Zappa, where they were brilliant musicians. They were definitely off the beaten track. I mean, If I Had a Boat, his song If I Had a Boat, he'd get this is Lyle, he'd get a pony and put him on his boat. And then he'd go out on the sea. And I think his pony's name was Trevor. And so if I had, he'd ride his pony on a boat on the sea. And Frank Zappa's lyrics were nuts too. So, but consummate musicians. Here we go.
When I saw the ambulance screaming down Main Street, I didn't give it a thought. But it was my Uncle Eugene. He died on October the 2nd, 1981. And my Uncle Wilbur, they all called him Skinner, and they said for his younger ways, he'd get drunk in the morning and show me the rolls of 50s and 100s he kept in the glove box of his old gray Impala. And we're all gonna be here forever. So mama, don't you make such a stir. Put down that camera and come on and join up the last of the family reserve. Now my second cousin, his name was Calloway. He died when he'd barely turned 2. And it was peanut butter and jelly that did it. The help, she didn't know what to do.
Peanut allergy. That line, we're all going to be here forever, I think that would, without stating it, because Lyle's brilliant at that, that is just a way of saying that's our perspective. For so many of us have that, yeah, we'll be here forever until we're not. And then it doesn't matter. But the last of the family reserve, the remaining family's all dying off. Even though we thought we'd live forever, it's just not the way it goes.
She just stood there and she watched him turn blue.
Yeah, the help.
We're all gonna be here forever. So mama, don't you make such a stir. Just put down that camera and come on and join up the last of the family reserve. Wow. And my friend Brian Temple, he thought he could make it. So from the 3rd story he jumped, and he missed the swimming pool only by inches, and everyone said he was drunk.
I wonder how much of this is true. It's pretty guitar work.
There was great Uncle Julius, and there was Aunt Annie Miller, and Mary and Granddaddy Paul. And there was Hannah and Ella and Alvin and Alec, and he owned his own funeral hall. And there are more I remember and more I could mention than words I could write in a song. But I feel him watching, and I see him laughing, and I hear him singing along. We're all gonna be here forever.
Why, in memory?
So mama, don't you make such a stir. Just put down that camera and come on and join up the last of the family reserve.
It's like there's just a couple of us left, Mom. Mama, put down your camera, come in and just join us live and in person. The memories live on, obviously, but we don't live forever. That's the way it goes. I wonder if this is a true story of Lyle's. You know, he mentioned a friend of his, and, you know, you hear about these tragedies and such, like somebody dies of old age, for example. It's not tragic. You know, I mean, my father passed away just over a year ago. He's 93. That's not tragic. His friend jumping out a window drunk and trying to hit the pool and missing it, that's tragic because it's so unexpected. Maybe the tragedy is just that we all die anyway. Maybe that's the real tragedy to the human condition. Life on planet Earth is difficult due to our mortality and all that is involved with us only getting an average if things play out that way, and 80 or so years in this life. I think men live an average of 78 or 79 years and women 82 or 83 in the United States of America on average. But nonetheless, when somebody jumps out a window and smashes into the cement instead of the pool because they were drunk, that is tragic. But all that said, what a way to deliver. How well produced was this song on this album? Incredible. Just so, there's just not a flaw in the production side of it. It's just nothing jumps out at you and it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? Like the piano and the guitar just blended so well together. There was some fiddle or violin sliding in underneath it. I mean, normally you'd think it would be over the top, but it seemed to be underneath it. But great song and perspective. It gets me thinking, and as a philosopher, if you will, who's just curious about life and psychology and physics and all this stuff, these kinds of songs just get me going. I'm a very socially oriented person too, so I like to understand what connects people to one another and what creates a culture, what makes a family divisive or cohesive, all these things. But here, just the way Lyle sings songs too, it just ropes you in. There's just he's got a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain indefinable something that makes him him. All right, am I going to rate this? I'm going to rate this song. I don't know if this is a true story of his own family or not, but for some reason I feel comfortable rating it decades after this came out. I go with the number that pops into my head, and it was a 9.0. It was just so different, so on point. You could see it. It was situational. You couldn't really implant or superimpose your family or life story into his because his was so specific. But the details that were in this thing, even a gray Impala in the beginning of the song, just all these things where his uncle put the rolls of 50s and 100s and into the glove box. And you're like, what a detail. Like you could see it. But those sorts of details also basically preclude you from superimposing your life story into it. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I loved it. I love Lyle's stuff, obviously. All right, guys. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll go from there. Have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country.